Right, we were doing a simulation.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks to Little Thief.
How can you do this, Kay?
I still think she got it from an alien. According to the testimony, the victim fell to the ground here.
That's right, but...
But if that's the case, then we've already found our first contradiction.
Huh? What? Where?
If this is the real scene of the crime, there's something missing that should be here. What piece of evidence shows the missing item? Blood?
I mean, he was shot once, first off.
Right!
I mean, it would either be this or the horse, right?
I think it's the body. Because if it says the description, yeah.
Take that!
This is a contradiction.
Is something wrong with my recreation?
If this is the real scene of the crime, something specific should be here. If you think back, how did we just deduce that the other crime scene was not the real one?
Oh, I get what's missing now. There's no blood on the ground here either, right?
Right, and the fact that there's no blood here casts doubt into a witness's testimony.
Edgy poo! How can you doubt me like that?
God, I hate her voice.
Are you calling me a liar?
I'm dying.
I know what I saw, and I saw the victim get shot down.
You know, I don't think she's lying, Mr. Edgeworth.
To be honest, I can't figure a reason why she would lie to me. In that case, then maybe there's another explanation for the distinct lack of blood. Okay, so let's keep
What
switching
do we
around.
have under Q right now? Victim was kidnapper and why is there no blood? Okay. So,
It's the silhouette of the killer with his gun at the ready. Okay, is it not possible to recreate the face of the killer?
well, I can't exactly input what we don't know into Little Thief.
She has a point.
Well, why not?
Actually, I'm wondering, what does Emma have to say about this technology? Oh, she has nothing to say. Need us all back. Intriguing. It looks like they broke the stage down.
That was quick. I guess this means they're done for the day.
Or maybe it's because a different show is scheduled to start its run tomorrow. Wait a second. It was not packed down when we arrived here earlier.
Uh-huh.
But this has something to do...
Maybe?
Maybe?
Those could be a potential connection.
Maybe, yeah. The stage was packed up, and that's why there's no blood.
We need to reference the fact that there's 2 gunshot wounds.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
Let's talk to Kay first and see if she has anything to say.
Yes?
Okay. So, you believe that this gadget will provide us with the proof we need?
Yeah, of course. Pretty neat, huh? By inputting info like this, it can recreate the crime scene exactly as it was. Although, Little Thief was originally intended to be a training sim for heists. I want it.
A training sim for thievery? I don't believe I can turn a deaf ear to that, Kay.
Bah! It's for practice! Practice! It's not like I've actually stolen anything yet. Besides, we're in the middle of an investigation, so stop nitpicking.
Even if it is just practice, I can't exactly endorse the act of stealing. Although, admittedly, this device is rather useful in an investigation.
Hey, do you have this?
So, how am I supposed to use this to aid my investigation?
Oh, that's right. I guess I should explain how to use it, huh? Objects outlined in yellow are the things that are not present at our time, but were in the past. Things outlined in a dotted line are things that exist now, but didn't in the past.
I see.
You can examine and interact with replicated people and objects as you normally do. You can even present evidence whenever you find an inconsistency. How? Oh, and be sure to point out mistakes in the recreation with evidence too.
Very well. That's because you're with the investigation.
If there's something you don't get about Little Thief, feel free to ask anytime, okay?
Okay, so dotted lines. Go back to the stage. So it isn't... I do think it's connected with the blood. It's backed up. I have a suspicion. I could be wrong.
So these two?
Yeah, I think so.
If you're wrong, you die. Nope, guess you're dying.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, so we might have to just ask around. Perhaps Oldbag, even though it says we've already talked with him.
Nope, not what I wanted.
What is this? Some sort of new attraction?
Okay, so he doesn't have anything to say.
I want to do an experiment. I want to present this. I don't think this is... I think this is for... This means nothing.
Go on, Edgy Poo. Show me anything, I'll tell you all about it.
Very well, what do you think about this?
It's nothing special.
Somehow I think you should say as much.
Okay, so we know her
Hey,
failure.
present the person on the profiles. As she said, we could jog her memory potentially if she saw the person.
It won't let me,
Oh, right.
which is weird.
Speaking. What about Emma? This is amazing! Just feel the power of science!
Here, do you know anything about this?
Scientifically calculating and thinking critically about this,
That's a no.
Then putting it in a way that transmits the feeling that I understand. Done.
She makes it sound like she knows what she's talking about, but she really has no idea.
Admittedly, I'm slightly confused by what she just rattled off.
Okay, so that's her means nothing.
So it's
How do I
something
present here?
I'm fairly convinced that the victim was killed here, but then why is there no blood? Must be some explanation for this contradiction. Perhaps I should go over all the information I've gathered one more time.
But I want to present the body. How do I do this?
Yeah, I'm wondering that too. Do we have to present it to, Kay?
Present what to her?
The body?
I mean, this is probably just a failure again, so... Why is she asking? What do you think about this?
That's a very good question. If you're going to steal anything, at least keep your hands off my lines. Okay,
Alright. I'll return it to you. Here you go.
I was hoping some information return, but my line will do for now. Something? We're missing something. I just don't know what. That's the victim in a costume. It literally says right there. Oh, wow. Kidnapper's prince was the victim in a costume. That's why there's no blood.
Wow, it helps if we can read.
Yep. Is it not possible that the victim was wearing a costume?
So you really think that Mr. Deacon was one of the kidnappers?
I think we can reasonably assume there's a very good chance that he was. And that if he was shot while he was inside one of those stolen costumes.
Then Mr. Deacon's blood would be inside the costume instead of on the ground. Precisely.
Now, if only we could prove that the victim was wearing a costume.
You'd think it'd be pretty easy if we could find some footprints. But the problem is finding them, since there doesn't seem to be any around.
Footprints, huh? I wonder how we can go about finding some of those. We have Emma?
Emma.
This is amazing, just
yeah.
science. Emma, about what method you were talking about for finding footprints?
AKA stalking me.
Finding my expert knowledge in forensics is needed. Yes, well, can you detect a trace, even partial footprints? Leave it to me. My cutting-edge detection kit can find anything. Very well. If you could please analyze the footprints in this area. Okay, stand back now, and witness the power of science at work.
Okay, it was just disabling things.
Hey, I found something. Look, right there. I don't see anything. Oh, that's right. Here, put these special glasses on. Mr. Edgeworth? These footprints here were definitely left by a badger costume. Judging by the way the prints are layered, those seem to be the newest. Then we can conclude that the victim was definitely wearing a costume at the time.
Yay. Okay, in that case, I'll update Little Thief's simulation parameters. I can't wait to see what we find out from this new info. I want this thing so bad. That still doesn't make sense.
It does not, but I'm glad we got our HP back. So the victim was wearing a costume when he died.
And with that, we should be one step closer to the truth, right?
I see the recreation has changed in accordance with the new information. Maybe closer, but now something else has caught my attention.
What do you want?
Your testimony, naturally. I'd like to hear it one more time, if you please. Does it say tough love? Does it say tough love on her?
I think so, yeah.
I came to this stadium to take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance over and I saw two men facing each other in that area. Suddenly, there was a loud gunshot, and the person who was shot fell to the ground. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you.
So, does this mean that Miss Oldbag's testimony has a contradiction in it?
Yes, and I believe our best course of action is to compare it with your recreation.
See? I just knew Little Thief would be of help. Now, let's see if we can pull more info from Miss Oldbag to put it into this recreation.
For that, we must first find a contradiction in her testimony.
Hell yeah!
Hold on. We kind of know what the thing is, though.
Yeah, it's the fact that someone had a costume on. Two men. It's the two men part.
But do we have proof? Okay, yeah, victim's costume.
Yeah, how would you know it was a man if,
Objection! We need to go through the whole thing.
Two men? How do you know the gender of the two people involved? Seeing as how the victim was wearing a costume at the time. Furthermore, I have another matter I'd like to inquire about. I'd very much like to know why you failed to mention a costume in your testimony.
Whatever ooh-wah is.
I'm beginning to doubt if you really witnessed the murder at all.
But I'm telling you, I really did see it. I saw it with my very own eyes. from a seat in the second tier.
The second tier?
Hey, did you say you saw it right in front of you earlier?
That was, I was using the phrase in a metaphorical sense.
I see our witness still has his screw loose. In a metaphorical sense.
The cushy seats in the second tiers are reserved for hotshot VIPs, which is exactly why I go there now and again to take a nap.
I can't see how you could have gotten a good look from there. It's so high up.
Were you able to see even the victim's costume from the way up there?
Well, I know I saw two people, but I couldn't really see what they looked like because they were in the stage's shadow.
Okay.
Oh, so this was before it was taken down.
My eyesight isn't what I used to be, you know. Not like when I was young. People used to call me Evil Eye Wendy back then. I could spot a good man 100 paces away and I walked down the street. Just like that. Of course, they also noticed me in a flash and tried to make them move, but I'm not that easy. I was a careful girl, jumping before I
Let's return to our investigation, shall we, Kay?
You got it!
activate Little Thief! Go!
Okay, and we already know one contradiction now. If that woman's testimony is to be believed, the murder occurred before the stage was broken down.
Do you want me to input that bit of info into Little Thief?
Yes, if you please.
Okay, how does this work? What kind of information is she inputting?
Ah, that explains the angle. He stood up on the stage.
I thought they said... Hold on, did they say it was the opposite way, though? Exited through his shoulder.
So we need them to swap places. This new silhouette of the victim is in the costume.
The silhouette can change depending on the information I input. But Little Thief can recreate more than just people. So investigate away. We may even find more info which should make it more accurate.
All right, sounds like a plan.
Well, that was worthless.
There's clearly...
A contradiction here!
Please stop stealing my lines.
But it's so fun! Oh, come on! It wasn't that hard to see it coming, even for a layman like me!
I suppose, in any case, it's not possible for the killer to have stood here in that way, because there was a very real stage set up in this spot at the time.
Yeesh, I told you, I got it. Do you feel the need to explain everything? Yes.
Yes, well, in any case, we still need to resolve this unusual situation.
Isn't it obvious? The killer was on top of the stage, naturally! Right, Miss Oldbag? Yes, I remember now. The killer was standing on the top of the stage.
See? Now let me update the info in the simulation. Go! Ow.
But it's not!
Yeah, it's still wrong.
Oh my god, he's back! Well, well, what have we here? A bunch of hooligans running amok, I see. I'm so cool.
Agent Lang, how nice of you to join us.
Well, I can't have you going around messing up my crime scenes.
Agent Lang, we've discovered that the real scene of the murder is here, the stadium.
I see. Thanks.
For what?
I'm just trying to show you my appreciation for all the time you saved me. Who knew that such a strange little toy could recreate a crime scene like that? Little Thief is not a toy. You two.
Sir!
My god.
Damn,
They
quick.
went quick.
Very quick.
And there you have it, you see. Big boys like me don't need silly toys, little girl. Now this is a recreation.
So what? Do you still intend to assert that Officer Meekins is the killer?
Of course. Even knowing that the crime took place here doesn't let him off the hook. Y'all just need to stop blaming Meekins.
Yeah, more or less.
This is the real scene of the crime. Officer Meekins lay in wait for the victim on top of the stage. And when the victim finally showed, he shot him from on high. That's the truth your little recreation showed. But we didn't finish with it.
How far will you go to accuse Officer Meekins of the crime?
He's the most likely suspect we've got, especially given the situation with his gun. Well, even if he is the killer, at least my recreation was on the mark. You see? Thank you for your understanding, my little crow girl. I'm not some common crow. I'm the Atagarasu, the Raven of Legend. Shut up!
Unfortunately, your conclusion has yet to be tested. Let's see how well it holds up. Perhaps they don't know about Yatagarasu in Shengfa.
Okay.
I think we need to press some
Shot him from on high. No, I think this one is literally just this because it entered his abdomen next to his shoulder.
Yeah, you're right. This
You
completely
can't do that from on high.
Yeah, completely contradicts it.
It's either this one or the one prior, I think.
Yeah, I'm terribly sorry, Agent Lang. I should have warned you that our recreation is incomplete. You cut in quite unexpectedly, after all.
What's that supposed to mean?
You said that the victim was shot by the killer from above, correct? I hate to break it to you, but that's not possible.
Huh? Why not?
Recall Mr. Deacon's body, specifically where the gunshot wounds were located.
Actually, I didn't get that good of a look.
Oh, well then. The bullet entered Mr. Deacon in his abdominal region and exited his right shoulder. This is more consistent with an angle shot from beneath the victim.
Ah!
Then?
Yes, our recreation had the victim being shot at an angle from above.
Okay, so switching between Old Bag, K, and Lang sucks.
I can imagine.
A clear contradiction!
You're discounting your own conclusions.
No, this one points is the only flaw. This was the mistaken parameter in our recreation.
Their locations.
Yes, they need to be swapped. Yes, the locations of the killer and the victim were wrong.
Ah, I get it. I see what you're trying to say.
I believe the killer and the victim were standing opposite to what we initially thought. It was the victim who was on top of the stage as he was being shot by the killer.
Go!
If this is what happened, it'll also explain the position of the gunshot wounds.
But then, what about the footprints?
Since footprints don't lie, we can assume then what the killer also wore a costume.
Okay, I'll try using that data instead. Everyone's probably thinking, where do I get this thing?
Yeah, everyone's thinking that. Judging by the fact that both the killer and the victim were wearing costumes.
How do you hold a gun with that costume?
That's a very good question. I'd say it was a killing between the two kidnappers. That would be the most natural conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Agent Lang? And it'll thief his MVP.
I love this thing.
Ha! Well done, Mr. Prosecutor. But that alone doesn't clear Officer Meekins of the crime.
Damn, Lang is persistent.
I ask that you take another good look at the tire marks over there. The 3 marks are indicative of the Blue Badger mobile. That story Officer Meekins told about that shop on wheels getting stolen was just a lie. He drove the Blue Badger mobile here and committed the murder. Then, he used the car to move the body to the garage in the Wild Wild West area.
You believe he moved the body with the car?
That's right. It was Officer Meekins himself who pointed us to the way he did it.
The 3 tire thread marks are very telling, however. The Blue Badger mobile is the only thing capable of creating such a pattern, no?
No, there's others. But do we have proof of it?
I don't think so. We might need to press. Yeah, because we only have the Blue Badger mobile.
Yeah.
Hold it!
The tire marks?
Yes, the tire marks. The ones there behind the stage.
Oh!
They were hidden up until now by the various pieces of stage equipment. As for when they were made.
They must have been made after the rain had begun to fall, correct?
Yes, and probably around the same time as when the killer's footprints were made. The tires on that Blue Badger mobile probably got pretty muddy because of that. I say it's the Blue Badger mobile because, well, that's pretty obvious too.
Is it?
This didn't have mud on it.
Yeah.
So we know it didn't get muddy.
Hold it!
3 tire marks. I have to agree that the Blue Badger wheel has 3 tires.
Of course! The only thing in this park that could make those marks is that roving shop.
Objection! Are you forgetting that there are, in fact, 3 of them? You can't simply ignore the pink and the proto Badger mobiles, Agent Lang.
Not so fast! What is his actual voice like? Not so fast! No, it's higher. Not so fast!
Kinda?
I'm sticking with the voice I gave him, but still.
Of course! I didn't say it couldn't be either of the other 2. But I see no reason to drag them into this just to complicate things.
But
Okay, so that didn't do anything.
Hold it!
Of course, you have some sort of proof that it was all a lie, correct?
Of course not! Well, that was blunt. But suppose it is a lie. It would explain a lot of things, like his movements and his whereabouts.
Committed the murder.
Hold it!
So you still claim that the tire marks belong to the Blue Badger mobile?
It must have arrived on the scene after the ground had become wet with rain. Officer Meekins committed the murder.
Then he moved it.
Hold it!
Besides the blue Batmobile, there are other ways the body could have been moved.
Recall what the Wild Wild West area looked like. Only the blue Badgermobile and Mr. Deacon's body were in the garage. I'd say that's proof.
I suppose if one were to look at that place, that would be the only logical conclusion. However, my experience tells me that the truth is usually not so easily found. Is there some sort of problem with Agent Lang's statement with regard to that scene?
Looks like the only thing that car was selling was death, not dreams.
Only if what Agent Lang believes turns out to be true. The 3 tired fret marks are very telling. However, is the blue Batmobile the only thing capable of creating such a pattern? I think it's when we go to the number 4 spot. I think it's that one. No, not that one. It needs to be one where it mentions it's being wet. This might be the 3rd one.
This first one is when it mentioned the muddy tires.
Ah. Agent Lang, if you could
I don't think that's it.
Okay. That's wrong, but you'd see that there's a very big flaw in your logic.
Flaw? Are you sure it's not your eyes that are flawed? Talk to me again when you can see straight.
You mentioned the muddy tires.
Next. Keep going. We need to read. I suspect it's here we have to show it.
So what? The blue Badgermobile?
I think so. Yes, okay. I had a suspicion it would be that. Sorry, Agent Lang, but that's an impossible tale.
And why is that?
Those tire marks could not have been left by Officer Meekin's blue Badgermobile. One look at the car would have told you so.
Are we seriously going with the muddy tires?
I think so.
So my logic was spot on, but because it's anime court, where I said it was wrong. Oh.
Yeah, basically. What proves that the blue Batmobile had never been to the stadium? The tires!
This dead guy.
Take a good look at the tires. There's not a single dollop of mud to be found on it.
Ugh.
If this car had come to the backstage area and left those tire tracks, then the lack of mud on these tires stands out as very peculiar indeed.
Then how do you explain the tire tracks, genius?
Hey, I've got it. What about Miss Oldbag's pink Badgermobile?
Don't be I can't switch between them. Don't be ridiculous.
I can't.
I was sleeping the entire time in the second tier seats.
Indeed, I believe we can rule her out as someone related to the crime. However, she had one more roving store, as I recall.
Oh, you mean the Proto Badger?
That's right. There was one more parking space inside that garage.
So why doesn't the Bad Badger have his own car?
Probably because
it can be used to steal kids.
Yeah, that's probably why. It's bad. And it proves the existence of a Proto Batmobile. Agent Lang, I suggest you find this Proto Batmobile post-haste. There must still be some sort of incriminating evidence in it.
Who the hell are you?
No idea.
Hey, did you hear something?
Is that Lance?
Well, why is that graphical glitch there again?
Help me.
He looks like a rich, snooty guy.
And he's
clearly related to Amano.
Yeah, and he has those ears, so yeah.
Oh no, he's dead. Are you alright?
Well, this is something. Looks like we found our kidnapping victim. Where were you all this time?
Well, West would kidnap us. He was in the room next to the one I was held in. Ran away. You underground and got lost. The kidnappers.
What is it? I can't understand what you're trying to say.
The kidnappers escaped wearing costumes.
Did you see the faces of your kidnappers? Did it look like Officer Meekins?
No, I didn't see their faces. But one was a woman.
Oh my god, it's Kay!
A woman?
Quite an important piece of testimony.
Is it just me? Or when he puts those sunglasses on, he gets a white X on his face?
Yes, because the sunglasses are actually connected to those X, if you have noticed whenever he takes them off.
How does he do
It's some very weird sunglasses.
Why? Why would you want these sunglasses?
Because it's cool.
Good point.
And edgy.
Also, I want to see this Battle of the Magician still. I want to see Max Galacta again.
Hey, what are you doing? Stop standing there and get your cops on this already.
Don't you have, like, control of the pack?
Oh my god, to take them off at the same time?
That was cool.
I'll even let you guys have what the kid said just now. Consider it a gift. Now, are you going to get out of my crime scene, or am I going to have to get rough?
Ugh, again? You're nothing but a big bully. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go.
Oh, no, not you. You're a very important witness for my case. That would be Old Bag, not Emma. I'm not about to let you get away that easily.
Don't count on me to testify, because I won't. Not for you.
That's right! I won't either! You hear me, you young whippersnapper?
Hey, calm down. There's no need for all this hostility. I just want to take a statement from each of you. I'm not going to rough either of you up. I give you my word. Though you will be arrested, Emma, for stalking a prosecutor. Come now, fair maidens. What do you say? Will you cooperate? My God.
Fair maidens? My, you little rascal! You should know a way into a woman's heart!
Oh my God. Oh my God. Langsy says, the passage of time is but a fleeting moment, and a lady is young forever.
Trying to outdo my edgy poo with your fancy schmancy sayings! Let's get this over with, so we're clear. I'm only interested in giving you my statement.
Sure, just as soon as Mr. Prosecutor leaves us be.
Mr. Edgeworth!
Bye.
Yeah.
See you, dude.
Every time you do much in this case, I think.